politically, you mentioned Putin's vulnerable politically, and I continue to hear this. He's vulnerable, he's vulnerable. We Americans, we like to imagine this all-powerful autocrat who has total control of everything. Why is a guy like that in trouble politically?
Well, I don't know if, to be honest, I think that that kind of dovetails to these rumors. Is Putin ill? Does he have cancer? Like, what's his staying power? What's going on? I wouldn't put too much credence into that. I think that it's too early to think about who might succeed Putin. What I can say is, or what's his real standing in the Kremlin. I think that for now, there's no one really who could challenge him directly. There are a couple of people who might together, but Putin has been able to set up a very specialized scheme. Obviously, he was a former KGB colonel. He understands what happened to Gorbachev when they attempted to overthrow him in 1991. Putin is very careful to keep close tabs on everyone around him. He hates them. He doesn't trust them. This is, a late stage. He's been there for over 20 years. He suspects plots and attempted coups at every turn, behind every rock. And so he's very careful not to allow any potential rivals to gang up on him. So I wouldn't really put too much weight into that. And more importantly, the aspiration of Putin's successor being some kind of a enlightened pro-Western Democrat, I think we shouldn't keep our hopes up on that either. I think really what I can say is that, he does use body doubles, that we know. He does keep his senior advisors, across these mile-long tables because he's literally has all these phobias. He's just terrified of them being around him. So he has a special armored train that's prepared to him, like Kim Jong-un, that he so that's to not have too many people close to him. So I wouldn't. So he's taking every precaution he possibly can. I don't give too much weight to any of these rumors, but what I would probably say is that the war in Ukraine currently, whether it expands or doesn't, or there's some kind of strategic operational change in the battlefield, if you will, the war in Ukraine will continue politically so long as Putin is in the Kremlin. So for Putin, he is ideologically possessed with this Ukraine issue and has been for far longer than a lot of our commentators and officials, I think, have given him credit for. And when somebody is ideologically possessed with something, rational thinking goes out the window, which is why he's continuing to insist on all these really unachievable, deranged political objectives, which have no aren't militarily realizable. He doesn't care. So he wants to keep going. And so we have to decide, that could sort of dovetail to what we need to do at this point. How will this end? How long is this going to go on? We have to decide what our tolerance is. Meaning, are we prepared for a multi-year potentially, which I think could very well be the case, of a sort of lower grade, protracted war, another Afghanistan, another Vietnam type of experience in more of a proxy setting, where we would be providing some kind of open-ended support for Ukraine as the front begins to sort of ossify and solidify, and we get into this war of attrition stalemate situation? Or are we prepared for a new definition of what we would be fine with as far as victory is concerned over there, because we have other priorities like China and things that we have to be focused on? So that's a political decision for us. But on Putin's end, I don't believe he's going to be stopping so long as he has the ability to keep going.